Hey everybody, I'm going to do another story for you this evening from our East Blue Hill Library. It's a special story that one of my favorite authors and illustrators, Jan Brett, has taken the story, The Mitten, a Ukrainian folktale adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. And one of the characteristics of her books is she always illustrates the most beautiful designs around the borders of each page. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother, Baba, did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. So many wonderful things going on in each page. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. You see all the other things going on in the picture. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just right size, so he decided to stay. I see a snowshoe hare right here. A snowshoe hare rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Oh, that must be warm, snuggled up with the furry snowshoe hare rabbit. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. I see a great horned owl in this corner of the page. And you see other things hiding. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's clinky talons, they quickly let him in. Oh, I see a little badger. Look at those faces. And look at his determination and those big talons. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. Ooh-wee, does he ever have good diggers. I love his nose. They're so strong. I see a fox on the side of the page. Introducing you. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. Oh my gosh. Somebody's nose is poking up right there. I wonder whose nose that is. And here's the bear. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as they could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and budged to many times its size. But Babbitt's good knitting held fast. There's a sweet little mouse right here I see in the corner. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. Oh, I wonder if that nose was cold and wet or warm and soft. There's the boy with the mitten. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave enormous sneeze. The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten, silhouetted against the blue sky. I see all the animals over here in the snow. As he ran to catch his snow-white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. And all the animals are going back to their dens and back to where they were. And I love the goosies in the background. There she is with the beautiful snow-white mittens. A little bit stretched out, don't you think? If you want to read this book yourself, come by the East Blue Hill Library and we will have it here for you.